Hello. I'm in New York playing a show in like 6 hours or so. I want to talk about why it took me so long to start doing YouTube. And maybe this will be helpful for you too. Okay. So I've always been someone who I'm always making things, right? I'm sure a lot of other people are like that. If I were more annoying, I would probably call myself like a creative or something fucking stupid, but obviously I'm not gonna do that. No, I've always kind of made things. I mean, I'm finishing an album up right now. That's why I'm in New York. Beyond that, in middle school, I used to make animations. I wrote a little book. I had a podcast for a couple years. This is my third YouTube video. Okay, vlog. I think after 3 videos, I can confidently say I'm a YouTuber. I've stuck with it for 2 weeks. That's it. I've made it, y'all. Which, first of all, the first video kind of flopped, so, that was unfortunate, but it was quite boring, so. But I was super excited that people actually were, fucking with that last video I posted, and were, talking about it and stuff. That was really cool, so thank you. You should subscribe, because I, really enjoy making these, so my hair, that's just what it's gonna be, but you're gonna sit this way. No, that is infinitely worse. Okay. I've always been someone who's enjoyed making things, and I think something that I always get caught up of, and I know a lot of I'm sure other people do as well, is right when I'm first starting out, I want to go 0 to 100 so fucking fast. So I tried to restart my podcast a couple weeks ago, and I spent hours and hours picking out a logo and all this other fucking stupid shit, and then ended up doing one episode and being wait, I don't like any of this, especially because I don't know, I just wasn't feeling podcasts. I feel like podcast is something you do when you kind of already have fans, right? And I don't. But so I put all that effort into, making this branding or whatever the fuck for this podcast, just to then immediately scrap it. And so then also by the time I even went to film the podcast, I'd kind of lost all my energy for it. It almost felt like I had created a job for myself. The point, it was what am I even doing? Which in hindsight, I mean, all the little false start creative projects I've had, they've all led to something, you know what I mean? And I love making music. I don't anticipate that being something that's I make an album and then never do it again, because it just, I've been working on it for so long, I just love it. Appreciate all that stuff that I did, but I just feel as though I maybe wasted a lot of time worrying about how can I make this into a business or be a fucking content creator, when it was okay, you're 13. You know what I mean? You could just make things. It's okay to do that. And I think what it took me a lot of time to realize is that you can just do things, and then that also doesn't go away as you get older. And for me, it's been actually more of my vibe as I've gotten older is this wind is genuinely making it look like I'm balding. Look, I'm not fucking balding, I swear to God. But part of this is because, and I love my mother to pieces, so if she's watching this, hi. I think a lot of the time when I was younger growing up, you know what I mean? If I woke up one day and was I'm gonna fucking make a watercolor, I feel pretty often she would, come up on me doing whatever I'm doing and be since when do you make watercolor paintings? And it's I don't. I'm just doing that right now. You know what I mean? And you can just do that. Did you know, my favorite thing about the fact that I've been making these little YouTube videos is that, I literally just woke up one day and was I want to make a vlog today. I just want to make one right now for this thing I'm doing. And then the second one I filmed, I was kicked out of my apartment because it fucking smelled like sewage. And I was I'm just going to film something. I'm feeling passionate. I want to talk about this thing right now. I'm just going to make it. I didn't sit down and was I'm going to start a vlog channel, because that's so dorky. My point with my mother story is that I think I started to kind of internalize that a lot, and it's been the last couple of years I've been wait, you can just literally you can fucking do whatever you want. It actually does not matter. And my point with this is I'm a person, right? I'm a guy. There's no point pretending I'm a brand. I'm not a brand. So I'm not going to create branding for some art that I'm making. I'm not a brand. I mean, my music is a brand. That's different. I've got stickers. I've gone through a couple different logos. I make album covers, promotional, whatever. That's different, right? Because that's kind of going, not to toot my own horn, I feel it's going somewhere. I'm playing a show in New York today for the second time. Not even, and the second time in 4 months, by the way. So like, you know, I'm making an album, whatever, I want to market it, right? But something like, you know, when I first started out, again, I did this same thing with music. When I first started, I feel like I made like a song, and then I spent like 2 weeks straight coming up with like a logo and an album cover and a this and a that, and how am I gonna promote this and a blah, 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 blah. And it was like, girl, you have no fans. No one is watching, literally no one but your friends is fucking listening to it. Just put it out. Just fucking put the song out. And my reasoning behind this is, again, beyond the fact that it's dorky and like not very artistic, like it's not very artistic, it's gonna make your whatever you're making worse. And I wanna give you some examples, but first, we're gonna move locations because the wind is actually fucking pissing me off. As a side tangent, I mean, fork fountain and kitchen, truly. I want to move to New York, guys. I want to move to New York. Like, I mean, duh, but I don't know. I love Philly. I just feel like, and maybe it's because I live there. Like, maybe if I moved here, I would start feeling embarrassed to, like, film in public or whatever again. I just feel like it's so much easier to be, like, a public nuisance here because people give less of a fuck. Like, people kind of care in Philly. At least in my head. I don't know if that's true. Okay, let's go find somewhere else to sit. Move locations. It is so much quieter over here. Oh my god, I'm so sorry you had to listen to all that noise in the old spot. But so, full disclosure, I don't really watch that much YouTube. And the reason I don't watch that much YouTube is because most YouTube videos fucking suck. Like, they're terrible. There's a couple people, like, I love Video Game Donkey. I like Emma Chamberlain. I like Emily Ewing, does these like vegan videos. There's a couple other people that like I'll watch kind of occasionally, but at this point that's really it. And the reason is because let me give you some examples. I go to watch a YouTube video that's come on my recommended feed that's like tips and tricks on EQing vocals, we'll say, for example. Here's the problem. Whoever this is that's making tips and tricks on how to EQ vocals, they're not an audio engineer, they're a YouTuber. Totally different guy, totally different kind of guy. I don't want to listen to an audio engineer that's making YouTube videos, because you don't know shit. I mean, you like might on a technical level understand how to do audio engineering, but the art of like chicness is completely lost on these people. They just have no fucking idea. Like, the problem with that is that now people are learning from these people and then going, oh my god, I should become a YouTuber. And so now we have this cycle of like once a month, some new audio production channel pops up of a guy who wanted to be an audio engineer, realized he couldn't make any money, and now he's like, oh, let me make YouTube videos. And he's just parroting the same fucking horrible EQ advice that he heard from another fucking YouTube video. So neither of these people have any idea what they're talking about, and that person's advice came from some other fucking YouTube video forever ago, right? And I think like theoretically, like learning something like that off YouTube makes so much sense. Like, there's no reason to go to fucking college for audio engineering. It's not that hard. You can just kind of figure it out. But like this video came on my feed the other day that was like, oh, EQing vocals for beginners, and I don't even remember what the tip was that he gave. It was terrible. It was terrible fucking advice. I wish I could remember what specifically it was. I just remember hearing it and being like, no, that sucks. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? The way that I wish I could remember what it was, because the way that he framed it seemed as though it was like a one button press and you're done kind of vibe, and it wasn't. It was one of those things it was more artistic about vocals. Like, you weren't, it wasn't just like a one answer to it wasn't a yes or no question. You know what I mean? It was like what color paint should I use? That's not a question, right? And this to me is the problem of people who, instead of being passionate about audio engineering and being like, oh, I want to teach people how to do this on YouTube, I want to make videos. Instead of doing that, their thought process was, I want to be a YouTuber to make money because I'm not making money doing this thing that I know how to do. And so that's what creates all these shitty fucking garbage trash YouTube channels that's all over my recommended with their fucking clickbaity thumbnails and titles and whatever. And then you watch it and it's just like slop content, you know? And I think this kind of betrays the fact that these people have no fucking idea what they're talking about, is 99% of these tutorials are branded as like compression for beginners or something. Where's the compression for like people who already know what they're doing? I've never seen it. It never comes on my recommendation. And I watch I'll watch when it comes on my recommended, like, oh, I'll teach you compression in 8 minutes or something. And it's like, I've been audio engineering for like 5 or 6 years by now, right? But sometimes I'm like, you know, these things come up and I'm like, maybe this could be a good refresher. Like maybe this is something that they'll have some kind of tip or trick that I won't know. And I'll watch it and it's like, wow, I just watched that same video fucking 4 years ago. Like you don't have anything to say. And then I go on the channel and every single video is just how to do blank, blank, blank for beginners. Do you know how to do anything, or do you literally just know how to like repeat other people's YouTube videos? Do you know what I mean? I don't know, it's just like crazy. I think audio engineering is one of those things that should be taught by like an old guy sitting in like a garage. Do you know what I mean? And he may be like, he's been doing this for like 20 or 30 years and the video is gonna be grainy, one still shot, not edited at all. That's who I would want to learn audio engineering from. I would not want to learn it from Jared, who went to fucking audio tech school at Drexel, graduated 2 years ago, and has never done anything but like freelance work for like shitty EDM artists, which is what all these fucking YouTubers are. The point by this is that it cycles back around to the fact that a lot of people making YouTube videos or TikToks or fucking whatever right now, like there's such an overabundance of people who are just not doing it for the love of the game or for the art or doing tutorials because they want to teach other people. It's so obvious you're just doing it because you want to be a fucking YouTuber. It's just like, ugh, I don't want to watch any of it, and that's why I don't watch fucking YouTube. Another example, right, the other day I was sitting there and I was like, I should have gone to school to be an electrician. I should have never went to college. I should have never went to business school. I'm just going to become an electrician. Let's see what they do. And so, you know, I type into YouTube, day in the life of an electrician, right? And so it's this guy, it's like, and he's like showing, oh, I go, you know, I wake up in the morning and I call clients and then I like go to like house calls or whatever. Seems like this very cushy job for an electrician. Like he like went and like dug under like a woman's like kitchen island and like put a plug in or something. So I'm thinking like, oh my god, being an electrician seems kind of fun. Like that seems like kind of a vibe, right? But then, you know, if you really watch the video and you really think about it, he mentions a couple different things. At one point, he's like, yeah, and then I sat at my desk and I like worked on content. You're not a fucking electrician. You're a fucking electrician / content creator. It should be day in the life of a fucking content creator. That's not the same thing at all. And even if it is, how the fuck would I know? I don't know. I don't want to take advice from anyone who will call themselves a fucking content creator. So how do I know whether or not your job as an electrician is like the vibe of electricians, or if that's just like maybe more something that you do, you know what I mean? And then at one point he's talking about like, oh, and then I sent this video off to my editor, you know, whatever. Again, just not, God, just so tacky. Oh my God, just so tacky. But also, I would never take advice from you in person, because I would sniff out that you have the content creator vibe and run away with like a little trail of smoke afterward. So I'm not gonna take your advice on what the day in life of an electrician is like. Fuck do you know? You make YouTube videos. So it's the same thing with the audio engineer guy, right? Like he's like, oh yeah, you know, this is how I do it as an audio engineer. It's like, no, you're a YouTuber. If you're really that good, you wouldn't be making fucking YouTube videos. No offense. It is just an absolutely beautiful fucking day. A beautiful day to not be in the city of Philadelphia. I will say that much. Okay, a lot has happened since we last spoke. The library I wanted to go to take this like Zoom exam, and then of course I had that show. And so I needed someone to take the exam, and the library said it was closing at 8, but they close at 6. So obviously that was not gonna work, but we found a spot. So everything is all good. I'm on a different staircase. This time we have crossed the border into Bushwick, very noticeably, I might say. I've never been here before, but the rumors are true. They are true. Essentially what I was trying to say is if you are going into making whatever it is you're making, already starting out with like the content creator kind of mindset, I think you've lost. And you won't need to do as much branding and whatever if you just really have it in your heart, is what I'm trying to say. This idea, not to be like, this capitalist idea that we have or whatever, that like you can't just do things and you have to like start doing it, right? Kind of leeches into the rest of our lives, probably because of the internet, which I've never lived without the internet, so like I have no idea. Look at me, I said in my last video, but look at me, I'm like 7 years old. I never existed without the internet. But I think a really good example of this is like every so often I'll have this like urge, I think this like manly urge deep down within me, where I'm like, I need to lift a weight right fucking now. Like I need to lift it up, put it right back down, okay? And so it's like, you can just go to the gym like once or twice or occasionally, You can go and fart around. You don't need to have a split. You don't need to get the ugliest Gymshark clothes on planet Earth. You don't need the macros, and you don't need the protein powder and whatever the fuck. What's the creatine? Which, by the way, is fucking disgusting. Like, I don't mean it tastes gross, I mean conceptually, that's fucking disgusting. Not to be all floating rock. You can just go to the gym. One of my things I like to do, I don't really like going to the gym, but I do like running, and I have no idea how far I can run. I have no idea what my mile times are. I don't track any of it. I've never used Strava or Nike Run or whatever the fuck in my entire life. I did finally purchase a pair of good running shoes. Like, I went to the running store, got some good shoes. I'm not running a marathon. I don't want to do any of that. You can just run. You could just put your fucking shoes on and go for a run. You could just go to the gym one time. You don't need to like start going to the gym or like start running and make it into this whole fucking dorky ass performance of like, oh, you're doing all this and this and this and this and you're tracking the whatever. It's like you're almost like content creatorifying your own life or some other equally stupid way to say that. You know, you just gotta get up and say to yourself, today I want to go to the gym, and go to the gym, and that's it. I have this sweatshirt that I made like 2 years ago that it's like I wish I had it with me. I have my other one, but it's this like skeleton, like I like painted a skeleton like on the arms and whatever, and I wear that thing all the time, like genuinely, like, you know it. If you know me, you know the fucking skeleton zippy sweatshirt. Right? I made that myself. I'm not a very crafty kind of guy, you know. I don't really like clothes that much. I don't really care. I just was like, wanted a skeleton sweatshirt and was like, wait, I could just buy a sweatshirt and paint that on, and then it'll be like a little DIY sort of vibe. I'm not a guy who like makes clothes or whatever. I just fucking did it that one time because you can just like do that. I don't. Such a beautiful fucking day in New York right now. Like, holy shit. Also, I'm so fucking excited for this show I'm playing, and try not to talk about that because every time I try to talk about music, I just end up rambling and sounding fucking stupid. But I'm really excited because last time I played in New York, a reel that I posted, and this is why I will never post a reel ever again. I broke down and went against my morals and beliefs and posted on Instagram Reels, and for some fucking reason, I think just the algorithm sucks on there. It was sent to like all these random people who like just would not fuck with whatever is going on here, and God, they were so mean. Oh my God. Anyway, so the last time I played in New York, I was kind of just thinking about that the whole time, but that was a couple months ago, and since then I've also like, you know, made an album, so I just feel so much more confident now, and I'm a lot more excited about it. So yeah, that was still like my first New York show, you know. I did forget to say like, hello New York or whatever though, so I am gonna remember to do that tonight. But anyway, moral of the story, I feel like that didn't wrap up very well, but just like make things, that's kind of what we're here to do. You don't need to sit around waiting to start. You don't need a fucking logo. You can just post a video on YouTube. No one's gonna fucking kill you. You can make one song and never make a song ever again. You know, that might just be your song. Something I wish I knew when I was younger, and I wish someone was there to tell me, like, just like do it. Oh my God, just do it. Someone should write that down. And don't pretend to be a brand if you're not a brand, and stop calling yourself a fucking content creator unless you are a content creator, in which case keep calling yourself that, because it does kind of signal to the rest of us to tune out. Anyway, I'm gonna go enjoy my day in New York and go play my show, so goodbye. Mwah. Do my vocal warm-ups in public. I think that's gonna be some good social anxiety training, and also I need to calm the fuck down because I'm like tweaking off the fucking bean right now. So, that was such a fun show. This isn't supposed to be a show vlog, so I'm only going to talk for like 10 seconds. But it kind of relates to what I was saying earlier about like, you should just do things for fun. I played this show. I haven't put a song out in 6 months. I haven't really been promoting. I low-key didn't even grid post this show. Like, I kind of just forgot. Like, I mean, some people, and it was late. It was like 11 p.m. on a Wednesday, right? Some people kind of stuck around. It ended up really just being me and my couple friends that were there. Like, one of my favorite shows I've ever done. That was so fucking fun. I sounded really good because I was just, like, chilling. But then also, like, it was just really fun. It was like it was one of those, like, in the least corny way possible. It was one of those, like, wait, this is what music is about kind of moments, you know, because I would almost rather play for people who, like me, even if that's 3 people, than a crowd of, like, 50 people who, like, don't give a fuck. But also, I mean, there were, like, some of the people who did kind of lag around were super into it. They just were, like, literally 2 of them, like, halfway through the set were like, I'm so sorry, we have to go. But, like, they were, like, jumping around. They were fucking singing my lyrics back. They didn't know I existed 7 seconds ago. I don't know. I'm not saying I'm, like, some kind of fucking musical genius. I'm just saying I do think I'm pretty good. I think I'm pretty good, and honestly, that was so much fun anyway. So, yeah. Scarily empty subway platform, which does say it's still running. I don't really know what's going on. Ultimately, I'm really nice, and I'm really talented. And one day, you see that over there? I don't even know if I'm even at the right thing. I don't fucking live here. I thought that was Madison Square Garden. One day, I will be there. Okay, sorry, I found it. That is where I will be playing one day. Miss Madison and her square. And the fucking garden, too. It's, ANTIQUE. Did you get that? Up there? I don't know if they can hear me. I think they're having trouble hearing me, guys. No, it's AN. I genuinely fucking love making music, and I'm so, like, proud of myself. Like, I booked a fucking show in New York with no album out, literally just based on the word of one of my friends who really, really believes in me, and, like, a couple singles and an EP that's not very good. Like, fucking crazy. I'm really excited for my album to come out. I don't know. You can call me fucking crazy delusional, all you fucking want. I think my album is really fucking good. I think it's this good, actually. So, okay. I think for real this time, goodbye. I need to go #live in the moment, so, yeah.